Good morning. My name is Samuel, or you can call me Mr. Sam. I will be doing a presentation today on online communities. And the product I'm going to be talking about is called the Tribe. When we talk about online communities, we're talking about a way in which we can collaborate with people using the internet. A powerful community platform um, has a lot of integration or rather comes with a lot of different aspects on how you can establish communication with people. Now today we have so many platform or rather we have so many social platform on the internet where people collaborate and people discuss and people communicate. But some of these platforms comes with a lot of restriction and a lot of limitations that have allowed many organizations to set up their own or rather come up with their own online communities. Now, a powerful community platform integrates into your product must be able to meet certain needs, that address some of the concepts about your company or your organization or your community approach. Now, one of the things about online communities is that it increases user engagement. People are able to communicate freely, and of course, it also drives retention because people tend to come back often to communicate. And many organizations who, have a relationship with their customers, it tends to come up with a lot of lifetime values at the end of the day. So this presentation is brought to you by MCT Training Consultants, and we do IT training, and we also do a lot of online training through e-learning and simulations. And we also specialize in website development, app development, and of course, social media and digital transformation. Now let's talk about online communities. Now, what are online communities? Because that's the first question somebody's going to ask watching this video. Now, there was a definition by Joe Kim, an author of community building on the web. And it says it's a group of people with common purpose, interests, activities who get to know each other better over time. Now, when we talk about communities, we're talking about a group of people. But now, when we bring an internet aspect where in today's technology, or rather in today's modern society, everybody communicates using one media or the other. Now, if either you're using a social media platform, it's either you're using a live streaming platform where you can watch videos online. Now, when we talk about the way people interact today, everything is done on the internet. Now, how do we get people to come together? Now, we find out that we have so many limitations on people coming together in one social gathering. And with online facilitation in many communities, it has helped to create more engagement where people, regardless of their distance or regardless of their location, they can actually interact with each other. So one of the things about this presentation is that I'm going to be talking about some of the concepts on the advantages and the reason why we need an online communities and giving a suggestion or rather using an application that is currently offering discounts in the next 24 hours. Anyone who wants to get into it to actually take advantage and set up their own online communities. Now, we're talking about communities of practice, types of communities. Now, when we look at communities of practice, you look at things like nursing council, doctor council, architect council, information technology council. You have different types of practice out there, and they can create an online communities where they can exchange ideas and information. Then we talk about communities of circumstances. Now, people set up communities probably because they want to be able to deliberate on the way forward on their communities. Let's say, for example, you can set up a communities whereby they lack good amenities or they lack good infrastructure, and they want to use that communities to be able to come together to contribute, bring ideas, bring ways in which they can improve the living of the people within that communities. Then there are communities of purpose where people come, they set up a community for a specific purpose to achieve a specific goal. And these are individuals that share common objectives, purpose like a knowledge board or communities to divine knowledge. And we have places where you have management in different aspects of the world. Then you have communities of interest where people or individuals that come together. An example would be the UK dance, whereby it's the communities of people who are interested in, in dancing, or playing music while dancing, or teaching people how to actually um, dance, or making music as a form of therapy to the communities around them. So these are some of the methods you'll find people coming together to create a community. Now, what makes an online community? Now, I'm going to look at some of the main points. Now, an online community is not just a group of people like we define it alone who are communicating online, or the community itself must have certain elements, which I did explain earlier on. And one of the things is purpose. They must have a clear, defined purpose why they're coming together, because that enables people to be able to know, why am I joining this community? Now, when you check certain platform on the internet, you see that even you have a community where it's supposed to be for doctors, but you find a lot of people who are probably not related to the medical field being part of that community. So this is the reason why setting up a private or public community for a specific purpose is really key, so that you get the people that becomes your member, need to live by certain rules and terms, and of course conditions. Then, of course, with membership, it helps you with the process to control the people that should be part of your member group. Now, content is very key, because why would you want to set up a group when you don't create content? So content allows people to be able to engage and be able to collaborate. Now, let's look at online communities and look at some of the experience that people have experienced setting up an online community. Now, one of the products I'm going to be looking at later on is called Tribe. Now, Tribe is a software that allows you to be able to set up a very comprehensive online community. It gives you a lot of features where you can be able to cover all manner of areas when it comes to working with an online community. And one of the first thing I'm going to be talking about is purpose. Now, when you're planning an online community, you want to talk about, why are you setting up an online community? Who is this community for? And why are you setting up the community? And apart from doing that, you want to also ensure that you have goals, or set goals that you need to achieve. And that goals allows you to measure your success over time on how you're going to achieve that community. And that is where we come up with the 3 C's, which is content, community, and commerce. Now, when we're talking about commerce, most online communities do come up with a way in which they generate funds. Now, these funds are either used to support a group of individuals, or to support the group, or to come up with projects within that community where they use revenues generated through the collaboration aspect to be able to meet the needs of people, or to set up infrastructures, or to carry out different goals that they hope to achieve within a period of time. Now, membership is key. You see, membership is very key. Now, when you check certain social media platform, people just join any group, and people make so much comments, and some of them that do not really understand why the group was set up in the first place, you find them joining the group, and they are posting all kinds of manner of things. I have a Facebook group, and that group talks about career development. But you find out that people are posting sales content, or buy and sell, on the same group, and you wonder, why are those people there? And that is the reason why membership is key. Now, a community should have a kind of membership process where they can be able to, differentiate between members and non-members. What members should see and what non-members should have access to. Now, rules are key. Now, when we talk about rules, Now, many of the platforms we use today on the internet where we set up groups, these rules are governed by another organization. Now, what about if you have your own online community, just like Facebook groups, WhatsApp groups, and some of those groups, where you are the one that defines your own rules and everyone has to abide by your rules? And that is where it helps to prevent the abuse of communities. Now, many people get to join WhatsApp groups and people start posting a lot of things that are not really about that group, and you find that people pulling out of that group, and that defeats the purpose why many groups today have not succeeded. Now, community rules enables you to be able to control that group and bring up a clear defined rules and a set of rules that people need to follow in order for you to actually achieve the goal. And lastly, member generated content. Now, you want people to come up with great content. You want people to be able to share ideas, information. People should be able to post information, come up with workshops and things like that where people can actually collaborate. Now, when we talk about community platforms, there are many things that should come with it. One of the things that should be on that platform is the way users should be able to follow each other. Just like the way you have it on social media and the social media platform where you follow people on their pages or on their profile because of the kind of content they generate. We call these influencers. So within this group, people can follow each other because I want to follow you because I see that you create a lot of content, you post a lot of great ideas. So this information, this ability should also be there as well. Ask questions. I should be able to ask questions where I can have different answers, I can have multiple answers. I should be able to start a discussions. I should be able to do upvotes. Somebody can come up with a great idea and say, listen, I think it is hard time we should start supporting people that want to start up business with a minimum of 50,000. Now, upvote means you want people to be able to support that idea. So upvote simply means that people come in and click on the link and it says I do support that idea. So with that upvote, you can see that over 50 out of 100 people in that group actually support that idea. And when you start up something that's okay, let us make a GoFundMe for us to raise that money, then you know that you have people backing you up. Then comment. People should be able to freely make comments in your groups. The reason why people should be able to freely make comments on your group is that you want them to be able to communicate freely and be able to, make their suggestions and, of course, submit their ideas. Then share content. The platform should be able to have the ability for people to be able to share content and be able to collaborate together. So creating a standalone community website will also enable users to be able to connect and discuss under your brand. Now, this is really key when it comes to organizations on how you approach the different ways in which you set up your community. Now, two things key: social branding. Now, with your online community or your own private online community, it gives you social branding whereby people know that if I have to go to this and this company, they have an online community. I know if I go there, the content I see there are fresh content. This content have been featured. I know that I'm not getting abusive content and things like that. Now, when you check some of the social media platform, it's really crazy. When you log in sometimes, the kind of content you see really puts you off and you find that people really don't come back the next time. Then moderation. Now, everything that people share and comment or people post, you want to be able to moderate them. You want to moderate them before you actually post them. Now, good enough, some of the social media platforms do have those capability, but we are talking about where you have your own moderation set of rules on how you moderate your content. So, Tribe, it's one of the softwares that I know that actually comes with a community platform, and it's one of the most powerful I've seen out there. But there are thousands of them. But I know it's one of them that sets itself apart, and it's also flexible in terms of the solutions on what they provide and how you can build and integrate it into your community. So, what is Tribe? I've been talking about Tribe since I started this presentation. Tribe is a system that allows you to create an online community platform. It's one of the most powerful and flexible solutions to build integrated and branded communities. Now, you see the last statement there says branded, meaning you can create your own brand. So it's not going to be having Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's your own brand. It's going to call, if your name is Microsoft, it's going to say Microsoft Community. And it's a community platform that touches every team member. So you can have team groups, you can have team administrators, you can have team moderators, you can have different types of teams that do a lot of things. So I'm going to be looking at close to almost about, if I'm not mistaken, about 12 or 13 items here. Now, the first thing Tribe comes up with, its activity feeds. So people can be able to see what is happening within your communities or within your group. It also gives you the ability to create multiple types of content. So you can create articles, you can create questions and answers, you can create a pool where people can participate in the pool, you can post images, you can post videos, you can also submit answers to the questions that is asked by the members. It also gives you analytics so that you can be able to measure the metrics in which you derive whether people are really actively on your communities, or what do they like more. So you're able to know, okay, these are the things that we've noticed over time that people like more, and you post more of those content. It also has what we call gamification. Gamification allows you to be able to give people points, and come up with different types of rewards where you can give badges and say the more content people post, you get 3 points. And of course, the more engagement you do, you also get points. So those are some of the things that comes with Tribe. Another thing that comes with Tribe is virtual currency, where you can sanitize users to target actions and allow them to redeem their coins. So let's say, for example, you can come up with a partnership, let's say with a restaurant, and you say, okay, depending on the actions you take, depending on what actions you've defined within your communities, let's say, for example, people log into the communities, and one of the actions they do is that when they create content like original content, they get 5 coins, and maybe with that coins people can redeem those coins on different types of partnership you've established with, maybe with a restaurant, with a coffee shop, and people can get free coffee, and they can redeem those coins on those shops. So those are just an example. It also have an artificial intelligence engagement whereby it detects what somebody likes more, or relevant information that is applicable to your group or to that membership, to the member group you belong to, so that whenever a content a content aligned with your interest is posted, then those informations are it shows up on your feed, and you're able to interact with them. User management key. You want to be able to manage users, those who can join. You want to be able to manage the roles, what people can do and what people cannot do. And that is where moderator comes in, one of the 8 functions of Tribe, where you can effectively manage your community by moderating what people can do and the quality of content you allow to be posted. Now, the next thing we're going to be looking at is precise targeting. And it can track activities, user behavior, create profile to target users' accurate communication, just like we talked about in the artificial intelligence. It also gives you the ability to integrate different third-party applications. So it also allows you to be able to integrate third-party apps. So let's say, for example, your company already has different applications that you use outside of Tribe. You can actually integrate them, and it also comes with powerful APIs that allows you to be able to establish that communication. Now, one of the things about Tribe is that it allows you to create groups within your membership. You can also create groups and divide these groups into different categories. So you can have a group where people talk about finance, you have a group where people talk about business. So you can be able to, within the group of your community, within your community, you can have different groups, and you can divide these groups into different platforms, and people can become members of multiple groups and be able to interact with one another. Okay, we talked about the user role already, and of course, it also have the ability to do single sign-on, where people who have an account with Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn or Google, rather than them creating a new account or new emails and all that, they can log in with whatever account they're already using before. So that allows them to be able to use the same username and password they use in their previous platforms. It also gives you custom domain, so you can have your own domain rather than having a domain for Tribe. You can have your own personalized domain name. Domain name, I mean like www.mycommunity.com. And it also comes with notification tools where you can be notified, people can be notified on emails, and of course you can send people newsletters, your members now, people who are members of your platform, member of the platform as well. So one of the nice thing about this solution is that it comes with a complete growth organically, meaning you can grow your community organically, boost conversion, and it's also engage and retain members or customers depending on the way you define them. And it also builds a brand authority. So this becomes your brand. It becomes the way you do things. And it also delivers outstanding customer support as well, whereby companies can be able to have a peer-to-peer or a one-on-one communication with their clients. So one of the case studies that actually use Tribe currently is called App Jobs. And one of the things they've said is that they wanted to improve engagement and retain their users using Tribe platform. So this is the alternative to Tribe and why Tribe is more preferred. Now, one of the things about Tribe is that it's a white label solution, which simply means that you can customize it in your own domain name, your own interface, your own branding, and everything that has to do with the platform. It also comes with a blog, so you can have your blog, you can have a blog within the community. It also allows you to create your own content, custom domain, and of course gamification as well. And there's so many. If you go to the website TRIBE.SO, you'll be able to see so many other privileges that comes with Tribe compared to well-known platform, which is Facebook groups, which most people use it for their community purpose. So Tribe allows you to build a loyal user base. You know, these people come to you because of certain criteria that are not offered in some of the public group platforms. And one of them is that you are able to acquire relevant users. Number two, you can scale your customer support because people know where to contact you, they know where to communicate with you. It also boosts conversion rating because then you tend to create more users and more members based on recommendations by other members as well. It also gives an open direct communications. So people know that when they're speaking on that community, they're actually talking to you. They're not talking to Facebook, they're not talking to Twitter, they're not talking to a third person before the information gets to you. Now, this community platform also beats competitors, of course, with loyal customer base and creates a direct communication channel. So that's it, how Tribe looks like, just like you can see on the screen right now. So that's the way Tribe looks like. You can see on the screen. So this is just an example of Tribe. Now you can see the platform there. You can see you can create different topics. Those are the users there you can follow. Some people follow people because of personal purposes, but of course this is a community. You can follow different kinds of people. I can come into that community and I can see that there's a guy there who's a doctor. And I'm a doctor, so I want to follow him and probably be able to have a one-on-one direct communication with that person. So that's an example of Tribe, and that's how Tribe looks like. So thank you very much for watching this video. Now, I want you to, one of the comments or testimonies is that many top organizations have actually empowered their platform using Tribe, and they've had very good feedbacks and good experience using the Tribe platform. So you can contact me anytime and you can reach me anytime whenever you want to get this platform. Like I said earlier on, the platform is going on a very special price right now. There is a link under the description of this video or on the post on this video, wherever you're watching it now. I want you to read the comment or the description, and there is a link there. I want you to click on it. And if you think this is something you want to use for your organizations, or you think it's something somebody will need, in the next 24 hours, they are running a special which will expire. And once it expires, then you'll need to buy directly from their website, which will cost you quite a significant amount of money on a monthly basis, but for the next 24 hours, there's a special running right now. And I want you to click on that button and I want you to pay for it if you think it's something you want to get right now. So go ahead, make your purchase. You can contact me on the number you see on the screen and on that email, and you can follow me on those social media platforms. And remember, engaged users boost revenues with customized communities because people want to know you, they want to talk to you, and they know that whenever you have your own personalized community, then they know you have their backs. Thank you for watching. This is Mr. Sam from MCT Training Consultants. It pays to get certified. Thank you again and see you later.